Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's fourth and final video. So we're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's fourth and final video. Day 10 is going to take us to around the 6th of June. We'll extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles. Very much around a couple of weeks. Have a look at CFSV2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks. That'll take us into the latter stages of June. I should get on with your 10 to 14 day update in a second. Just say it's been a busy old day at GavsWeatherVids today. We started off with our 7 AM upload. We've had a look at the spring bank holiday weekend one last time. And we've also released European Outlook as well as on a Thursday. So check out those two videos if you'd like to. But I'll tell you what's coming up tomorrow at the end of this video. Hey, having a lovely Thursday. Thank you so much for tuning in on this Thursday afternoon or whenever you're watching the video. And we'll crack on with it then. So you're going to begin with the latest observations from XC Weather. Here we go then. So much warmer out there today with bags of sunshine. We've got 19 degrees flashing away there at Gloucester. Gloucester Airport is up to 19 degrees. High Wycombe is up to 17. London City Airport is up to 18. Gatwick is at 18 degrees as well. We've got Farnborough at 17. We've got Headcorn Aerodrome at 18. Down in South West, we've got Exeter, 17 degrees. Cardinum at 14 degrees into Wales, Sennybridge at 15, Capel-Curragh at 15, into the Midlands, Birmingham at 16 degrees, Cranfield at 14, Church-Lawford at 17, so widening to 17 Celsius across central southern parts of England and Wales. Going further eastwards, Norwich still a bit cold, 11 degrees there at the east coast, got Loftus 10 degrees and Chatterall at 12, into northern England, Walcott at 15, Leeds at 14, Manchester at 14 degrees. So further north gets a little bit cooler. 13 at Strathallan, 14 at Abbeymoor, and 12 at Inverness, and down into Belfast, 15 degrees there. It's a much warmer day, though. We've still got 2 or 3 hours worth of warming to go. So I reckon 21 or 22 is achievable this afternoon, somewhere in the south. That is into the 70s Fahrenheit for the first time, I think, this month. So much warmer out there this afternoon. Obviously, that's going to have an impact on the CET. Central temperature is currently sitting at 9.7. Provisional to the 26th of May. Yesterday, that's 1.3 degrees below average. That's going to start moving upwards over the next few days. Certainly, it's going to get into the 10s on these charts. But then the question will be how much of a downwards correction we get. You know, when we come to month's end, we normally get like 0.2 or 0.3 of a degree shaved off. Sometimes it can be a little bit more than that, sometimes a little bit less. So be waiting to see how much of a downwards correction we get for the end of the month. So upper 9s to low 10s is going to be the finishing point, dependent on how much of a downwards correction we get. It will be the coolest or coldest May for 25 years, so since 1996. GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles look like this one at Bristol today. So red line is a 30-year upper air temperature average for Bristol. We're starting off close to average, but of course this is lifted up from where we was a few days ago, and the trend is upwards. So as we come to the end of May, beginning of June, dates on the bottom of the chart, of course, we are a little bit above average. Then through the first week of June, and now into the second week of June, have quite a lot of scatter. Overall, it looks a little bit warmer than average, though, certainly in terms of the ensemble mean, but that does mask a bit of a cooler interlude just there. So around the 5th, 6th June, we might get a slight dip in the temperature, and then it might start lifting up a little bit again. So definitely there is a warming trend, though, over the next week, let's say. And then let's go through the first week of June, a little bit uncertain, but probably reasonably warm, would have thought then. Precipitation-wise, not completely dry. There will be some precipitation coming through. I think this is a little bit overdone. These charts do overdo the precipitation spikes a little bit. Going to be some showery rain in the west and the north, like tonight and tomorrow. Some showers possibly lasting into Saturday. Then the rest of the bank holiday weekend should be mostly dry. Next week and into the second week of June, perhaps turning a little bit more unsettled there. We'll have a look at the generic charts in a moment. Temperature anomalies on the 27th of May to 4th of June are going to be largely warmer than average, so a milder than average week coming up, but colder than average temperature anomalies are being shunted off into the east and the southeast of Europe. Many northern, western parts of Europe are warmer than average in the weekend. Precipitation anomalies from the 27th of May to 4th of June are going to be drier than average, so relatively warm and quite dry in the week ahead. Latest wind flow map from earthnullschool.net shows that we are finally, after, a couple of months, starting to lose those northerly winds. They are beginning to get pushed off into northern and eastern Europe through here. And we've got these southerly winds now getting ever closer to us. And these southerly winds will begin to push that warmer air in from both the south and from the west in the coming days. Right, shall we turn the webcam back on for this part of the video? Then we'll go through the generic charts. There we go, I'm back. So, beginning with UK Met. This is how UK Met looks for Sunday. Under a big area of high pressure, high and dry for sunny. Nothing else to say about that. Really, it's going to be loads of dry weather, plenty of sunshine. Temperatures will be warm as well. And that warm, dry weather with the high pressure continues into Bank Holiday Monday too. Tuesday sees a big area of high pressure. It's a large, dominating area of high pressure across much of northern and western Europe. It's centering up across Scandinavia, but it is bringing in these very warm southerly, southeasterly winds as we go through into the beginning of June. And that's so long as we get to 144 hours, which is Wednesday, 2nd of June. And again, then we've got high pressure in Scandinavia, backing away towards the northeast. Some low pressure to the far west and southwest, trying to move in. Might threaten a few heavy showers, possibly a bit of thunder into the southwest. But up to that point anyway, most places in the UK should be dry. With winds in from the south-southeast, it should be pretty warm as well. That's as far as we get to with UK Met. Let's have a look at the GFS midnight run then. Again, same idea. High pressure is dominating where we're on sunny, high and dry, and that carries on into Bank Holiday Monday too. Tuesday, again, the high pressure's going up towards Scandinavia, bringing in these very warm to, potentially rather hot east-southeast winds. I think see temperatures into mid-20s Celsius then. It's not that hot really, but I suppose compared to what we've had over the past couple of months, it will be a bit of a shock to see those temperatures lifting up. Into Wednesday, again, high pressure dominates across northern Europe. Low pressure is out to the southwest. Winds pulling in from a southeasterly direction off the continent should bring a lot of warmth in. This low pressure to the southwest might deliver some heavy showers into the southwest. As we go into the second half next week, the GFS midnight run then moves this area of low pressure closer to us, so it begins to turn things more unsettled, rather more showery. Might involve a bit of thunder initially, but eventually, by the end of next week, we are going into something a little bit cooler, a little bit more unsettled, especially for more northern and western areas. Running up towards day 10, the trend is increasingly to this area of low pressure coming off the Atlantic, bringing cooler and more unsettled conditions too. So only a brief interlude of higher pressure with the midnight GFS run, and then back into rather cooler and more showery conditions. That's day 10, which is Sunday the 6th of June. Be the day we release the GavsWeatherVids Winter 2020-21 NEO forecast, by the way. Sunday 6th of June, day 10, just 10 days away now for the NEO forecast, with low pressure to the north, so bringing showery conditions into the north, a little bit of high pressure in the south, temperature probably quite close to average. In the more extended range, this GFS run then takes a high pressure out to our west and begins to pull in northerly winds. Still quite a lot of dry weather, but temperatures are a little bit on the low side, I would have thought, with this, with high pressure waves centering to our west, meaning that we pull in wind more from the northwest. But it's not a bad outlook, really. There would be a lot of dry weather with that, just temperatures wouldn't be overly exciting. GFS 6Z, again, the high pressure dominates on Sunday. Loads of dry, fine and warm weather. That carries on into Bank Holiday Monday too, and into Tuesday, the 1st of June as well. Wednesday, high pressure shifts up towards Scandinavia. Low pressure down to our southwest. Up comes that potentially very warm southeasterly wind, but the low might start to bring some heavy showers and thunderstorms into the south and the southwest. Could be a little bit convective through the middle of next week. Thursday through to Friday, this low pressure gets closer to us. That's threatening showers, if not longer spells of rain, as we go into the end of next week. So becoming cooler and becoming more unsettled for the second half next week. And then going up towards day 10, that low pressure sort of lifts out to the north. High pressure starts to ridge up from the southwest from the Azores but winds are in from a cooler sort of northwesterly type direction. In my extended range with the GFS 6Z, again, the idea is to keep high pressure centered to our west, keeping the wind around the high pressure from a north to northeast direction. Will be drier, or will be quite dry, but could be a little bit on the cool side. And that carries on really up to the end of the GFS 6Z run, which today gets Saturday the 12th of June. You know, high pressure is always centered to the west, always bringing in wind from the north, northeast, so rather cool, and perhaps a trend increasingly towards showery conditions as we go through the second week of June. So yesterday the GFS was really going to town with the idea of very warm, potentially quite hot and dry weather extending out into the second week of June. It's backed off that a lot today. GFS output has backed off that a lot today. It's not a bad outlook in its own terms. There will be quite a bit of high pressure domination, but with the high generally centered to our west through much of the extended range, it does mean that temperatures will be a little bit low, and there might be some showery conditions breaking through as well at times. Right, that's the GFS done. Let's have a look at the GEM. Let's see what the Canadian model exchange. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. This is Sunday. High pressure dominates across the country, bringing loads of dry, final warm weather for the bank holiday weekend. Into the early part of next week, again, high pressure is in control, sitting over to the east of the country, pulling in these very warm southeast winds. Temperatures should be really warm, and there, you know, should be a lot of dry weather, but a few thundery showers could break out with bits of low down to the southwest. Through the middle and second half of next week, this low gets closer to us, perhaps bring some thunderstorms at the western side of the country. East areas should be mostly dry with that. Temperatures still pretty warm, I would have thought. And then heading up towards day 10, then becoming more unsettled. This is day 10, sunny on 6th of June. Low pressure rain starting to break through from the Atlantic, bringing showers, if not some longer spells of rain, and temperature beginning to lower away. And then we've got the ECM looking like that. So again, high pressure dominates for the bank holiday weekend. We're going to be high and dry for bank holiday weekend. Get the barbecues out, get out in the sun, and enjoy it. You've waited so long for it, and it's coming this weekend. Into next week, so again, high pressure dominates through the early part of the week, and I think actually the ECM keeps that high pressure a little bit more centered over the country into the middle of next week, keeping those heavy showers and thunderstorms more at bay to the west and to the southwest. And as we reach towards the end of next week, actually the ECM starts to pull up really warm southerly winds, turning quite hot, but also bringing up this thundery low from France. So as we go into the weekend of the 5th and the 6th of June, it's hot, but it is turning increasingly thundery there with the ECM. That's how the upper air temperatures look. Actually bring the 15 Celsius isotherm into southern parts of England there by day 10. So the ECM is actually going hot in sort of days 7, 8, 9 and 10. And yeah, I am using the H word, but it's genuinely hot weather. I think that gets the temperature to around 30 degrees, which I would classify as being hot. 86 Fahrenheit. It is a warm outlier, though, so I can confirm that this is a warm outlier from the ECM. Most ECM runs are not as hot as that. But, you know, it's an option, and maybe it's a trend set. We'll have to wait and see. The ECM is hot today. The other models are cooling things down, though, turning them more unsettled through the second half of next week. This will be precipitation type forecast based on that ECM run from TomatoShow.com. So tomorrow we've got a bit of a spoiler with showery rain in the northwest. A lot of that's going to be light and patchy, but it will bring a lot more cloud to many parts of the country tomorrow. That dies a death as pressure builds over the weekend. So Saturday and sunny, increasingly towards high pressure. With dry, fine, very warm weather. Just a few showers scattered about here and there. Into next week, again, patchy rain in the far northwest, but most areas are looking dry from the early to middle part of next week. That carries on really as we move up towards day 10, but by day 10, we start to see these heavy showers and probably thunderstorms pushing up the western side of the country. So by day 10, it's hot and thundery, hot and stormy. Bear in mind, though, the other Mars are turning things more unsettled as early as the second half of next week. So we'll have to wait and see about that. Right, let's just turn the webcam off and we'll have a look at the options Let's have a look at the options on the table. There we go. Have a look at the options on the table within the ECM ensembles. And these from the Icelandic Metals, these are the options that we've got for day 10. Gets us to the 6th of June. 30 members of the ECM ensemble still have high pressure over to the east of the country and drawing up those very warm southerly winds. 21 have high pressure to the east, low pressure to the west. That's probably a little bit more unsettled and cooler from the west. But to be honest, a lot of those options are still involving pretty warm weather. So although, although the ECM was like a hot outlier in its extended range, most ECM ensemble members do look quite warm, I would have thought there, and reasonably dry for day 10. In 2 weeks' time, this is the option map we've got. It looks rather bizarre again. We've been seeing this a lot with the ECM ensembles over the past few days. This gets us to the 11th of June. A little bit difficult to decipher what's going on. It looks like there's a bit of a ridge through there and possibly up here. What's happening here, I'm not sure. So we actually try and follow that through. So this is, again, the options that we've got at day 10. That gets us through to just beyond day 10. So by then, the option, this is the 7th of June, the option is for the high pressure to be to our northeast with some lower pressure down here. So that's probably turning a bit more unsettled. Let's see how that develops then. So as we go through up towards 2 weeks out, we just see that ridge generally weakening. So I think what's going on here is that the ridge is generally weakening and probably centering away to our northwest. And this looks like it's sort of a shallow trough of low pressure, actually. So increasingly towards cooler and more showery, not necessarily all that wet, but more showery and cooler conditions, I think, actually, with the ECM ensembles into the second week of June. Lastly, we have a look at CFS-V2, and then we are done for today's video. So these are 500 millibar heights broken down into week periods. The first week period will take us from the 27th of May to the 2nd of June, and the coming week will be dominated by high pressure sitting over and to the northeast of the country, beginning meteorological summer 2021 on a warm and dry note through many parts of the country with winds in from the east. Week 2 is going to be the 3rd through to the 9th of June. High pressure then is dominated across the west of Europe. So mainly dry, and you would have thought really quite warm, potentially, with that across the west of Europe. That looks very summer-like. Look at this, it's week 3. It's the 10th to the 16th of June. The high is in right over top of the country. That's going to be very warm and dry once again. So this is a really warm, dry June being signalled here from the CFS today. Very different to what it showed just a couple of days ago. So I'm not sure the CFS got all that much reliability about it at the moment. But nevertheless, that's what it's showing today. Change for week 4, though. This is the 17th to the 23rd of June. The high pressure then pushes north, return of the dreaded northern blocking and Greenland high, with low pressure in from the Atlantic, rolling in under the block. Obviously, that's turning a lot wetter and cooler as we go through to week 4 into the second half of June. But that is 4 weeks away. It is not worth worrying about at all, I wouldn't have thought. And certainly for weeks 1, 2, and 3 anyway, CFS today looks really dry, warm, and high pressure dominated. We'll see about that. Right, if you enjoy the video, then please can you smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. You're ready to see future weather content. If you do this, tell your friends, family, everybody else to subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. We're putting on around 10 to 15 subscribers a day at the moment, so the subs are moving very quickly at the moment. Thank you so much, everybody, for subscribing. We're on our way to 12k subscribers. It's absolutely amazing. And drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. Put webcam back one last time. Okay, so that's it then. So we're still in for this dry, warm, or mainly dry, warm and fine bank holiday weekend. The trend through bank holiday weekend will be increasingly fine, settled and warm. Into next week, that probably lasts through the early part of the week, because that's bank holiday Monday and Tuesday. And then there's a question mark like mid to second half next week. Will the high pressure continue to sit over to the east of the country, drawing up those increasingly hot southerly winds? Maybe thunder, as the ECM suggests, or will we just bring the Atlantic back in and turn things cooler and more showery for the second half of next week and into the first weekend of June, as the GFS and the GEM output is suggesting? We'll wait and see. It'll all be resolved in the next day or so. But let's not look beyond the weekend, because we've been waiting for a spell of drier and warmer weather for so long, and this is it. We've got it this weekend. So if you wanted it, then enjoy it, because you've got it. Right, so I'll just tell you what's coming up tomorrow. We're going to start off with our 7 AM upload, of course. Then we are going to have the ECMWF 42-day broadcast tomorrow, have GMA Friday, and a 10 to 14 day, so very much towards the extended range with the videos tomorrow. So keep checking back to the channel for all of the videos. But for today's vids, that's all for now. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday afternoon. Enjoy the sunshine. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.